What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Restored. And man, I lost a bunch of footage, stuff I had recorded, and it's a little disappointing, but unfortunately that's how it goes. So I'm gonna kick in with this video where it's a little bit more of an update of what I did here recently and not as I was doing it. So the Thunderbird's got a little different look underneath the hood here. We got some glossy piping there. We got a different blow-off valve there. And a lot more room right up here where the turbo, by the turbo area where the intercooler was. So the question is, this is a factory intercooled car. It's got the Ram Air. You know, where'd the intercooler go? Oh, that's where it went. Did the Stinger Performance front mount intercooler. So a little bit of a fab job to do that. Stinger sells a kit where it's a big old front mount intercooler. Comes with all the piping, the fittings, like the silicone hose fittings, the clamps, but it doesn't come with a mounting bracket. So I had to figure out, okay, I'm gonna put this in here, but where do I mount it? So kind of a temporary-ish situation. I want to redo these, but what I did is I built this bracket. I had some angle. You can see the angle iron down here, and then, you know, mounted it to the intercooler, and then bolts, and then rubber mounted. And actually, I don't know if we can get this under here to see, but I've got rubber mounts right there. So the intercooler is rubber mounted to this, which is then rubber mounted up here onto the radiator support, which already has threaded bolt holes in here. So that's kind of sweet. You can see that's a big old intercooler. I did have to trim this piece, the hood latch. So just trimmed it out and unbolted down there. Really no big deal. All it does is just a safety latch. Previous owner already installed some hood pins here, so really I'm okay. But you know, you get underneath the car, you can see, well, you can't really see, car sits so low, but you have to trim some plastic panels that are underneath the car there for the piping, because you have piping. The intake pipe here runs down here and then around, and then it connects over to the one that runs up and underneath here. And then this one that goes from the turbo. Now this car has a upgraded Garrett 63 millimeter turbo on it. It's a T3, so definitely has a lot more oomph than the stock IHI. But then you have the pipe off the turbo over here, and then I have the Stinger Performance dual gate blow-off valve, or I should say dual piston blow-off valve, and then this runs down and around. There was a charcoal canister down here for a fuel vent, so I had to remove that, and then I had to fab some of the piping to make it actually work to come off of the intercooler over here. It just didn't quite fit right, so I just had to do that. And then this here is just for cruise control, which mine is deactivated. So I just plugged it off with a bolt for now. It's pretty straightforward kit. You know, remove the old intercooler off. That's just a few bolts to get that off. And then, you know, mount your piping, figure out your bracket. I've heard that Stinger sells a bracket for maybe for the earlier Thunderbirds, but not the 87 to 88, at least not that I could find. So, you know, I mean, I just made my own. It really wasn't that big of a deal to do that. But what's crazy about this is, you know, this air coming off of here and then coming back around, this pipe is always almost cold. So it's pretty cool. how much of a difference this makes and how much better this car runs. So just a quick update on something that I did, but I lost my footage. So if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, like, comment, share. Appreciate you all watching, and we'll see you soon.